Prior to this most awaited meeting, the U.S. and North Korean leaders first went through a seemingly roller coaster ride as they traded threats and harsh words. Here's why from Kath Carriedo.
January 1, after an unusually provocative 2017, during which North Korea tested a purported thermonuclear warhead and 3 intercontinental ballistic missiles, Kim tries to initiate diplomacy in his annual New Year's address. He calls for improved relations and engagement with South Korea, though adds that he has a nuclear button on his desk. Trump responds on Twitter that he has a bigger and more powerful nuclear button, adding, "and my button works." January 9, North and South Korean officials meet at a border village and agree on North Korea sending athletes and delegates to the Winter Olympics in the South. Hundreds of North Koreans go to the Pyongyang Games in February, including Kim's sister, who conveys her brother's desire for an inter-Korean summit with South Korea's president. March 5 to 6. South Korea's Presidential National Security Director Chung Eui-yong visits Kim in Pyongyang and reports that Kim is willing to discuss the fate of his nuclear arsenal with the United States. March 8, South Korean envoys meet Trump in Washington and deliver an invitation from Kim to meet. Trump accepts. March 27, Kim makes a surprise visit to Beijing for a meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping in an apparent move to strengthen his leverage ahead of any talks with Trump. April 18, Trump confirms that Mike Pompeo, then the CIA chief, had met Kim secretly in North Korea and said a good relationship was formed heading into the anticipated summit. April 21, North Korea says it has suspended nuclear and ICBM tests and plans to close its nuclear test site as part of a shift in its national focus to developing its economy. Trump tweets, "This is very good news for North Korea and the world." April 27, Kim holds a summit with South Korean President Moon Jae-in. The leaders announce aspirational goals of a nuclear-free Korean peninsula and permanent peace. May 7, Kim meets Xi again in China and calls for stronger strategic cooperation between the traditional allies. May 9, Pompeo, now U.S. Secretary of State, makes another visit to Pyongyang to prepare for the planned Trump-Kim summit. North Korea releases 3 Americans who had been imprisoned. May 10, Trump announces he will meet with Kim in Singapore on June 12. He tweets, "We will both try to make it a very special moment for world peace." May 12, North Korea says it will hold a ceremony to dismantle its nuclear test site between May 23 to 25. May 16, North Korea abruptly cancels a high-level meeting with the South and threatens to cancel the summit with Trump in protest over U.S.-South Korean military exercises and U.S. comments that the North should follow the Libya model of denuclearization by eliminating everything up front. The North says it won't be unilaterally pressured into abandoning its nukes. May 22, Trump and Moon meet at the White House to discuss the Trump-Kim talks. The South Korean president says the fate and the future of the Korean peninsula hinge on the meeting in Singapore. May 24, a senior North Korean diplomat calls U.S. Vice President Mike Pence a political dummy for his comments on the North and says it is up to the Americans whether they meet us at a meeting room or encounter us at a nuclear-to-nuclear showdown. North Korea dismantles its nuclear testing ground in front of foreign journalists, but Trump announces hours later that he's pulling out of the summit, citing the North's tremendous anger and open hostility. May 25, North Korea attempts damage control, saying it is still willing to hold talks with the United States at any time in any format. Moon calls Trump's move to cancel the summit very perplexing and says Washington and Pyongyang should get the talks back on track. May 26, Kim and Moon meet at a border village in an effort to revive the summit with Trump. Moon says Kim reaffirmed his commitment to denuclearize their peninsula, but also said he was unsure whether he could trust the United States to provide a credible security guarantee in return. May 30, North Korean envoy Kim Yong-chol, the most senior North Korean official to visit the United States in 18 years, arrives in New York for pre-summit negotiations with Pompeo. June 1, after meeting Kim Yong-chol at the White House, Trump says his meeting with Kim Jong-Un is back on for June 12. June 5, White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders tweets the Trump-Kim meeting will be held at Singapore's Capella Hotel. Kath Carriedo, UNTV News and Rescue.